hopefully it would kick the sickness into gear and I would be better. You evidently have the sickness that could hurt your child. Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to our channel if this is your first time hanging out with us. Before you guys watch our vacation vlog today, which is what you're going to be seeing in a couple minutes, I wanted to take some time to kind of intro this video and talk to you guys about the footage that you're, not necessarily what you're watching, but what you're not watching. For those of you that don't know, I got extremely sick before we went on vacation, and I kind of kept it quiet just because there was a lot going on, and I was super emotional about what I got, and I felt very guilty at the time, and you'll understand that as this intro goes on. So I just wanted to explain why I did not film Disney, because if you did not know, we went to Disney and then drove down to South Florida. I just made the decision to not film at Disney and what we did there, and then I just started filming when we got to South Florida. So it's a little confusing how the vlog goes, but I thought that I would talk you guys through it while I got ready this morning, so don't mind me. I'm just going to be straightening my hair, washing my face a little bit, and then I will kind of explain it as we go. About 5 days before we were supposed to leave, I noticed I was not feeling the greatest, and I noticed that I couldn't really breathe correctly out of my nose, and so I kind of just felt like, you know, obviously something's wrong, but it's not major enough for me to go to a doctor yet or do anything about it. I just need to kind of be on top of my hydrating and, you know, being cautious about like what I'm doing. So I did that, and I was doing really well with that, and then a couple days later, which this is now like 3 days before we were supposed to leave, I was feeling extremely sick and I could not breathe out of my nose, so I was dealing with that as well. And by the way, I did already spray my heat protectant and dry shampoo on my hair, so if you're like, what are you doing? I promise I did that part already. So yeah, so I basically was just trying to feel better on my own, do things like to make myself kind of kick this sickness, whatever it could have been, into gear, because at the time I didn't know what it was. About 48 hours before we were supposed to leave, I was so sick that I just felt like I could not take it anymore, and I tried to go to the doctor. I tried urgent care. It was going to be an almost 3-hour wait, and I was like, that's just not happening. But people were kind of moving quickly, so I decided to go ahead and sit down and give it a try. And while I was sitting down, I noticed that as soon as I sat down, it seemed to have like slowed down. So I went up and asked, like, you know, about how long do you think till my name, after I'd sat there for probably about an hour. And she said, I think you're next, let me go check. So, you know, I'm under the impression that I'm about to be called, and I was like, okay, then I guess I'll wait. And then she came back and told me it was going to be about another 45 minutes before they even got to my name. And that for me was like super frustrating, because I wanted to know what was wrong, but I also like did not have an extra 45 minutes to just sit there. I had appointments to go to throughout the like day. I had stuff to get done before we left, because again, we were leaving in like the next 2 days to get on a plane and go on this vacation. So I decided to take some medicine, you know, hydrate, and take some orange juice to help with my vitamin C, and just, you know, make myself feel as best as I could. And then just, you know, evidently that did not happen. I needed antibiotics, so I was starting to feel like better before we got on the plane, and I think that's because I was resting the last day or so, like consistently resting, and so my body kind of started to feel like, okay, like you're gonna be okay. We get on the plane and we start traveling, and I'm doing great. Mind you, we got on this plane at like 4:30 in the morning, took off at 5, and landed, went through a layover, got on our next flight, landed. Our layover in Seattle, this is where we were at this point, was supposed to be like 3 hours. It got like extended by like 2 or 3 hours, so we were there for about 4 or 5 hours sitting in Seattle, just kind of like hanging out, just waiting and waiting and waiting. We finally get on our plane and take off from Seattle, and mind you, it's about a 6.5 hour flight, if not a little bit longer, from Seattle to Orlando. So we get on this flight, and you know, I am trying my hardest to not like freak out about the fact that I'm like starting to get progressively worse. I noticed in the airport I was getting progressively worse. I actually called one of my girlfriends who's a nurse, and I had her tell me like what medicine I should take, because I had to get some more medicine at the little store in the airport, and so she like told me what medicine it was good and told me what to do. And it was just a really rough like travel day, to the point where I was just like, by the time we actually landed, I was over it. And my husband was like, no, you need to go to the ER and get checked out. Like, you are obviously unwell. So, you know, you need to go get checked out. So I was like, you know, I was like fighting it for a little bit. I was like, no, I think I'll be fine. Like, I made the decision that like I'm okay. And he was like, you don't look good. So I ended up just like putting my ego aside and being like, okay, I'll go. I'm not like gonna sit here and say I don't feel like crap. So I went to the doctor, and within about 30 minutes of me being there, they told me, you have RSV. You have the sickness that could kill your baby. It took everything in me. It's taking everything in me right now not to start bawling. It was really hard to hear because I had done everything I thought to like not get this and to not have to worry about this specific thing. I had, you know, washed my hands and been careful about like when I was touching him and what I was doing with other people, and when other people would touch me or touch him, washing our hands, making sure we were good to go. And it was one of the hardest things for me to hear that doctor say, like, don't touch your baby, don't breathe on your baby, don't do anything with the baby for the next like 24 hours. It was really, really hard. I ended up, on top of having RSV, I had a double ear infection. The ear infection I kind of expected though, so my ears were ringing, and I could definitely feel that part, and I knew that that was going to be in there, but I didn't know why I couldn't breathe. So she gave me some antibiotics at the hospital through an IV, and then told me she was going to give me a round. She gave me that round at the hospital, and then told me she was going to prescribe me some antibiotics at the 24-hour pharmacy that was in town. Went and got my antibiotics, we got breakfast, and we started our 45-minute drive to our Disney hotel. I took the medicine at the hospital, and then I had to wait like 4 hours to take medicine again. She said, take your medicine on time, because within about 24 hours you'll start to feel great. And she's like, and your symptoms should be gone within about 36 to 48 hours. I want to say it took about 36 hours before I felt like completely better. My nose stopped being a problem after about 8 to 10 hours. We got to the hotel, we checked in, we ended up going straight to the room, taking a nap, and we slept for probably about 6.5, 7 hours, like basically a night's rest. And then we got up, we went and got dinner, and after dinner we went back to the room and basically like fell asleep, because Disney was supposed to start the next day. Like, we were going to Disney the very next day, and if I did not feel better, I was obviously not going to go and infect everybody. But I didn't have a fever. My symptoms were literally, my ears were ringing and popping. My nose, I couldn't really breathe out of it, and I was having to like get all this stuff coming out of my nose constantly, and I had a sore throat. Not consistently a sore throat, just like here and there, and it hurt to swallow for part of the day. So by the time we woke up the next morning for Disney, I felt like I had been cured. Like, my sinuses were cleared, I wasn't blowing my nose, I was breathing correctly, my throat did not hurt, my ears were still ringing. I had to take the earache medicine and eardrops for probably about 4 days before I started feeling better. But ear infections for me last a little bit longer than like any other sickness. I'm totally supposed to be getting ready while I do this, and I'm like chatting and not getting ready. So we end up going, sorry, my mirror's over here. So we end up going to Disney. I felt much, much better, like well enough to be doing Disney and well enough to be like, you know, in public. So since I was feeling better and I was doing a lot better, I made the decision to do Disney with my family. Wade, Clint, and I all went, and then also Clint's sister went with us. Shelly went with us to do Disney, and then my aunt, cousin, and grandparents went with us. So we all did Disney together. So yeah, my biggest recommendation is try to do it in like 2 to 3 days versus doing it all in like 1 day. It was still fun. We still had a great time, and we talked about doing Disney definitely again in the future. It was a lot of fun. We obviously like think that you should take more days, and then I also said, like, with us coming from such a huge time change, we should have done Disney like 3 or 4 days after getting there. So maybe like not right away, or if we were gonna do it right away, splitting it up more, because it was really tiring and exhausting being on a time change in a whole different time zone going into that, and I should have thought that out better, but I didn't. So lessons learned, but it was still a wonderful time. It was amazing. We got to see family, we got to spend time with everybody, we got to do a bunch of different stuff. It was a lot of fun. You guys, after I do Disney, I find the cutest little Disney necklaces, and I love them, so I'm getting them because next time I can wear them, and I can wear them now. But look, this little S. Isn't that so pretty? And then this is the other one I found. It's like a little Disney ears with little like heart inside. It's so pretty, you guys. Oh my god, I love it. Disney was definitely fun, and I'm glad that we did it. And we will probably be doing it in the future. Hi, Boo. Say we're gonna take a nap. We just ate our Chick-fil-A. We're gonna take a nap. Take a nap. See, I'm warm now. See, I was chilly. Mommy put me in a onesie. Well, Daddy put me in a sleeper. Morning, guys. Happy Saturday. I am currently at the best place in the world, in my personal opinion. I mean, it's pretty close to like Disney for me to be at Chick-fil-A. That's also because I don't get Chick-fil-A on the regular. If I got it on the regular, it'd be a little bit different. Currently at Chick-fil-A to grab breakfast, and then I'm gonna head over to the Starbucks that's like right over here and grab coffee for my grandparents. And Clint said he wanted something too. He wanted like a frappuccino or whatever, because we're gonna drive like 2 hours today to go to my aunt's house, and we're gonna go do like sea life stuff around her house. Clint's really excited. He really wanted to do that, so I'm glad we can make it happen. I needed some morning breakfast fuel and morning coffee, so that is what I'm doing. And then I'm also going to get everybody packed up in the car, and we're gonna go. Wade is doing so good. He is like, he has been loving Florida. He's on his best behavior. He's been like doing really well. Like he has not had like any screaming fits. He's not having like a hard time adjusting to anything. The time, everybody's kind of off on the time, but I mean, he is doing really well for being a newborn and for being like in a whole new world, basically. It's been a good vacation. We have about 5.5 days left of vacation. We are soaking up every second of it. And it's just been really nice to be here. I know heaven's not supposed to taste like anything, but it tastes pretty damn good. I'm just saying. I got the new like mango passion fruit or mango passion lemonade, but I got it frosted, like the frozen kind, because I don't drink lemonade like plain. I won't drink it. I will drink it if it's like frosted from Chick-fil-A, or occasionally I can do like a peach lemonade if it's mixed really well, but I don't like drinking lemonade unless it's like frozen like this, just because to me it's too sweet and it's not my fave. But Chick-fil-A frosted mango passion lemonade is pretty good. I typically just get the plain frosted lemonade, but she was like, do you want to try our mango one? And I was like, yeah, I do.